This is me at age 8. It was my first trip to the snow, Mount Baw. The snow was icy and shitty as I was watching the snowboarders from the larger slopes fly down the mountain at a high speed. I knew I wanted to do this sport and tried to emulate it on the toboggan. A few years later, 2016, and I was on a proper snowboard for the first time.
Hey, do a trick, do a trick.
As you can kind of see, my first time wasn't that successful.
You've managed to stop the lift.
But by the second and final day, I was loving life, carving it up at a decent speed. This year would be different. The trip to Hotham was anticipated yet unpredictable. The hype around the trip was unparamount. The snow was fresh and powdery. Gabriel and I had climbed to an off-the-map location to snowboard in knee-deep snow through thick and dangerous trees. It was the most fun I've literally ever had. It all came crashing down when my younger brother Daniel broke his arm on the mountain attempting his first black run.
Went down my first black run and it was super icy. Came across pretty quick, tried to turn and just slipped.
But that's a different story for another video, right here. This injury didn't stop us from having the best week of the year. It didn't even stop him. You see, that's the eternally beautiful thing about a snow-topped mountain. When you were that far away from sea level, you forget about reality. You forget about all your troubles, schoolwork, financials, you name it, the mountain makes you forget it. It's like a breath of fresh air. All you think about is the line in front of you. And when you're not riding, on the slopes, backcountry, all over the sketchy homemade jumps, we still find ways to have fun. Going hard on toboggans, partying, babysitting, of which I was the world's best babysitter. Woohoo! 3, go! Watching snowboarding and skiing videos and overall just enjoying life. Snow play for the kids was a highlight. Building snowmen, igloos, having a snowball fight were only part of the fun. Later into the trip, as the snow got more wet and less powdery, the fog cleared. Hotham revealed some of its best sights and views I have ever had the pleasure of seeing.
Look at this view, guys. Come on, where else do you want to be in the world?
And this guy was pretty insane.
That's so good, dude!
We built a jump outside Hotham's apartment, and it was the goal for everyone to either toboggan jump it or snowboard it. Yeah, look, I'm not pro, and I think the adults had a bit too much happy juice that night. So, under that influence, they hatched an idea. You know those big, like, blow-up mattresses? Yeah, well, we grabbed it, we sat it on the hill, and, you know, it doesn't really need explaining what happened next. It popped, but it's amazing just how persistent drunk people can be.
If one mattress doesn't work, use two, because they've just put in foam into this.
I reckon go through the foot.
I counted each and every day.
Day 1 of Mount Hotham. Day 3. Day 4.
Day 5. Day 6 on the mountain.
Time to say goodbye.
As every day presented something new.
We're about to go get a lesson. We're going to go hit the slopes. We're finding our butters, 180s, butter pretzels, butter bagels.
Kind of busted the snowboard up a little, started rough, but eventually started refining some of those skills that we got taught, and yeah, got those butters down. Until finally, on the last day of skiing, last day of skiing, Gabriel broke his wrist. Broke, like fully broke.
I haven't broken it. That looks pretty broken to me. It was crooked. This is my wrist and my hand just came out. It was like crooked. It's broken. And apparently, the growing bone, whatever, is broken as well. So I might need surgery, but I might not.
Yeah, but how did it happen though?
Okay, I was going up a ramp on a double black. I tried a 360 with Peter. And I just landed, you know.
No, it didn't. We were doing like a little jump.
Another injury, 2 in 1 week. What are the odds? Does he cry? Does he scream? No. He gets up with a broken wrist and without the slightest sign of emotion, yeah, I broke it, he said. And he was all smiles. This kid broke his arm going hard on jumps for a picture and acts like nothing happened. Even in the worst of times, there was still joy and beauty behind it all.
Epic crash!
A highlight for me, apart from all the tree runs, jumps, powder, side hits, and everything far and in between, was having a lesson. At the level I was at, I thought I could teach myself what I wanted to learn. But in a 3-hour lesson, the instructor not only taught my brother how to properly link turns shortly before fracturing his wrist, he taught me how to backside butter, frontside butter, and switch frontside 180, which is just 180. I later went up for a second week thanks to my family friends who agreed to allow me to pester them on the holiday. This week was progression at its finest. I felt comfortable with a lot of airtime and really started nailing those butters. This week was picturesque. Every day was one of 2 options, Bluebird Day or fresh powder. It dumped the stuff twice. Not only were the conditions better than I had ever ridden before, all the runs were opening, meaning we had a lot of terrain to choose from. Keogh's, Orchard, Blue Ribbon, the lot. I even did my first double black run, Mary Slide, along with 2 8-year-olds. They killed it, they were better than me. The whole week was magical, no way to complain. Overall, the trips were rewarding even for my brother and Gabriel. We formed relationships with many people on the mountain, always managed to have fun in some form or another.
Red Bull Extreme!
And never stopped until nightfall, because one moment spent resting was a moment wasted during this rare opportunity to enjoy the snow in Australia.
So, Peter's attempting to jump off that balcony. Ready? Alright, go.
All I can think about is next season.